Can you see the notes?
Yes, sir. We can see. We can see.
Yeah. So this is I have prepared here 20 pages notes
Okay.
for you, and then we will have a look at this one covering the course. And then if you read this one, I am sure you will be able to have a grasp of what course is all about. And I have how to exit this one. Okay. How to exit this one? I am also very infant on this program, you know, so I don't know how to exit. Oh, okay. Now I got it. Okay. I'm sure we are all aware of the ecological issues. So much talk is going on. So much issues have been raised, and we don't have to go into detail. But it is good to start with a review of what is happening around the world.
Nena కింద దింపవా?
Yeah, I have prepared a short just to give you a glimpse of we are talking today about a course on the wonderful earth, the home of all living beings. And what is our responsibility? How to protect it, how to nurture it, how to relate with the living beings in a balanced way. That is what we are going to talk. And then what does the Bible says about this wonderful earth? Wonderful earth full of greens, water. You see, 110 million size. The only planet with 71% water. 6.5 million living organism on the surface of the earth. 6.5 million. And yet, many are yet to discover. Some cannot be seen by our naked eyes. But without this living organism, we cannot live in this world. In the surface, 6.5. In under the water, 2.2 million. In the beginning, this wonderful planet Earth was created by God and said that it was very good. When we say very good and when we say it is created by God, that means the whole created earth reflect the creator image, reflect that it is belong to God. That's why it is very clear. When this is a word said by a Native American, when all the trees have been cut down, when all the animals have been hunted, when all the waters are polluted, when all the air is unsafe to pray, then only you will discover you cannot eat money. So money is life is not for money, but how we relate, how we protect the trees, animal, water, air, the greatest gift of God, which human being cannot create. That's why it is very, very important that we protect the life sustaining Mother Earth. The earth is what we are going to talk. All life created by God are very precious. Not only precious, they are all unique, very unique in the different ways. You see? Very wonderful. We cannot explain the uniqueness by our simple words. Wonderful creation. See? But we have made this wonderful God's creation to an unlivable planet. This is a picture from Kathmandu. In Kathmandu, the pollution is so high that you cannot move around without face masks. Even before Corona came, they have been using. So, even in Delhi, and I'm sure in Hyderabad, it become unsafe. You cannot buy, you cannot replace. And human need to seriously examine how the planet Earth contribute in sustaining our life. I was just looking at a book, and then I was surprised. Every year, 73 million automobiles on the road each year. In 2005, you will be given this note, so you don't have to worry, don't note down, just listen. A total of 1 billion car on the road. This year, I'm sure COVID-19 has already reduced a little bit. Vehicle population will cross 2 billion. And by 2025, 2 billion car vehicles will be on the road. That means high consumption of oil and then pollution. Consumption of oil has reached 83 million barrels per day in 2016, and it is expected to be 120 million barrels per day in 2030. See, US population comprised of 4.25 of the world population. Out of 100, they are just 4. But they consume almost 20% of the world petroleum product. That means the lifestyle of the US is one of the greatest contributor of global warming, air pollution in the world today. It is also said that marine traffic has increased 300% over 10 years, and account of 1.12 million tons of carbon dioxide emission per year, equivalent to around 1 lakh ton per hour. That is very amazing. Emission from a crane giant, not crane, giant container ship is equivalent to the emission of 50 million tons. In India, about 1 crore air condition is added every year. That's quite a lot, 1 crore air conditioner adding in different homes and office, because we want more comfort. We have money, so many people can buy now. So contributing to global warming, making us unable to live peacefully in this world. See, the pollution everywhere because of the industry. Imagine we have it mixed with the air, and a human being have to consume. Global warming because of this 3.5 F increase in global average temperature. In March 2009, the concentration of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere was 412 parts per million. Before industrialization, the concentration was 280 parts per million. That means now we are living in a world with the increase of 47%. That means almost 50%. Based on 2000 rate of carbon emission, the world will hit tipping point in 2048. If we are not careful, that means human beings and many lives cannot survive in this world. In Delhi, I was surprised to read this one. In Delhi, an oxygen bar, namely Ox Pure, offered 15 minutes of 80 to 90% pure oxygen for rupees 299. That means 300 rupees just for 5 minutes to take pure, not fully pure, 80 to 90%. And I'm told that in a few months, 7 outlets open because people coming, people want, and there's a market, so people came to enjoy that one. So this is the reality, global warming. You look at the effect of pollution, lungs effect. Many people are dying because of the corona. Easy to attack. Now, could be corona also could be one of the product of the ecological disaster. The flu can be suppressed for one time, but it resurges again, come out again, adapting to the new ecological environment. So now we don't know what to do. So all this are listed here are how pollution affects the health of the people. I just give you here how pollution affects us. You can just dizziness, headache, ear irritation, nasal irritation, coughing, and shortness of breath, sore throat, possible lung cancer and other lung diseases, chest pain, increased cold, allergy, and so on. All this we now have created this one so that we live in this world with all kinds of problems and suffering. Another problem is soil erosion. Soil erosion is one of the major problem where now we cannot cultivate the land because there's no water, because of the deforestation again. The land become unfertile, the land become barren, rain pattern also change. Okay, so these are the deforestation. So deforestation is happening at the alarming rate. 12.5 million hectares of forests are disappearing per year. Reason for 1/5 of carbon dioxide emission. Promotion of biofuel is one reason of large-scale deforestation, scale destruction of forests. There are only 15.71 global hectares available per person on renewable resources. Deforestation also means extinction of animal, wildlife especially, never to be seen again. Again, it leads to flooding and raising up the sea levels, even river. You must be watching the news about Assam flooding. Now it happens even in Gujarat. Flooding occurs due to deforestation. Environmental climate refugees are increasing. Maldives is going to be submerged. Where will they go? That means they have to migrate to different neighboring countries. Bangladesh, every summer, flooding, no place to live. So they have to come to India, in Myanmar, and that is how the ethnic clash taking place in Bangladesh, Myanmar. Again, a lot of refugees come to West Bengal, Northeast India, and they are environmental refugees. You don't want to come, but they are forced to come because they have no place to live. But not because of deforestation taking place in India, taking place in China, and then the sea level become more shallow, and so the flood comes out. Many Pacific islands, small islands in the Pacific Ocean are submerged, and they have to move to the neighboring countries. I was there in Tonga. Tonga population is around 4 lakhs, but only around 1 lakh people live there. And then the rest have to go to Australia, New Zealand, and other SOVA and other Pacific countries. So, the ocean countries are badly affected. More than 5 lakhs are homeless now in Assam due to flooding, because the Brahmaputra waterbed is filled with the soil, and then with the little rain, the water comes out. Thousands of animals have been killed in Kaziranga forest because it is already submerged by the water. Many cities in the world are going to be submerged partially or fully by 2050, like New York, Ho Chi Minh, Bangkok, Shanghai, Osaka, Guangzhou, Taipei, Mumbai, and many cities are likely to struggle with the raising of the sea levels. This is what our future generation is going to face. And mainly because of the deforestation, because the soil, the tree that holds the soil are taken away and then put in the riverbed. See, we cut, and the soil are easily washed away because of the rain. With the little rain also, a lot of soil are taken away. So deforestation, as I told you, many animals are extinct, at the verge of extinction, and this is one of the greatest threat for the future survival of humanity. And human beings depend on water, and we pollute the ocean, river like this by the plastic. It's a shame on the part of the human beings to pollute like this. And in this river, many animals live there. And how will they live? Plastic waste affects soil, ocean, and rivers. More than 9 billion tons of plastic have been produced since 2050. That means in 70 years, 9.2 billion. That means around 1 tons or 3,000 pounds, which is little more than 1,300 kgs of plastic per person. Imagine 1,100 kgs of plastic for each human beings. And we have to remember that less than 10% of plastic has, only 10% of the plastic has been recycled, is recycling. 90% of the plastic waste are dumped on the earth, ocean, and river. And those are mostly bottles for drinking water and one-time use shopping bags. We throw it in the river, ocean, and anywhere on the earth, making polluted, unable to live, unable the earth to grow what we need. And pollution has killed many animals. I'm sure you have seen this picture. An animal bird was died, and then they got, and then they found some bottles and these things in the stomach. You see the river. See the pollution. See the pollution, the plastic. These are all one-time use plastic. And we make, I took this picture in Kathmandu. Just next to this building, there is a college called Kathmandu Bible College. And then every week, they buy water for the college for by 16 to 30, some winter and summer, 16 to 24,000 per week they spend. Imagine, per week they are spending. Not only that, guys, all the neighborings are buying the tanker. But this is the river. He said this river was, from this river they used to drink water. About 20 years ago, the river was not like this. Okay, this is this is the river, bank of the river. So this is what happening in the world. You pollute the water and you buy the water. Very interesting human beings. This is the animal, fish in the river, eating. You have to eat. Many fishes die because of not only plastic, because of the poison, industrial waste kill a lot of fishes. It's a very irresponsible action on the part of the human beings. And then because of the deforestation and so many other things, people have to struggle for water. No water. See how people have to struggle for water. So 95% of the life depend on soil, especially on 6-inch top soil. Just 6-inch top soil. The 95% of the life depend on the soil, because if the soil does not produce, how can we survive? And we destroy the topsoil without care, and it takes 500 years to recover 1 inch of topsoil. In some places, it takes 300 to 500 years. Loss of topsoil means scarcity of food, loss of water on which we depend, migration of the poor to the urban city. We will be forced to migrate to other cities, other places. Mining, we have read 3-4 weeks ago about a mining, coal mining, jet mining in Myanmar. They said in Kachin state, this year it looked like this is a mountain, next year that mountain is disappeared and then another mountain comes up. That means the mining is so severe, so massive, especially by the Chinese company, that the mountain changed from one year to another. See, where more than 300 miners were killed. They are bringing, see that, because of the mining mercilessly. We just look at the money and then run after. And so many people have died. We also have issue of recent disaster due to ecological crisis. And had we kept the ecology tree, and then erosion does not take place, then we would have saved many people. In 2001, Gujarat earthquake killed more than 20,000. 2004, Indian Ocean tsunami started in Indonesia, which affect even up to Indian Ocean, Chennai, and all the Indian Andhra. More than 2,27,000 were killed, making thousands, lakhs of people homeless. Tsunami. And then he said, had the tree around the ocean, mango groves, are still there, then that kind of massive destruction would have not taken place. This is what he said. But since we remove everything, the current comes out in a massive way and then destroyed. 2005, Kashmir earthquake again, 20,000 people killed. In Myanmar, cyclone Nagirs, again, 1,37,000. He said it could be more than 2 lakhs, he said. According to the official report, more than around 1,40,000 people died. It's amazing. Just because we are not able to take care of the nature carefully. Haiti earthquake in 2010, 3,20,000 about people were killed. 2011 Japan tsunami, 18,500 people were washed away. And Nepal, we saw the Nepal earthquake, more than almost 9,000. But the Nepalese said that it could be much more. You don't know still, many are missing. And then still I have seen they are not able to rebuild the building destroyed by the earthquake. And so much of loss in the poor country, they are not able to rebuild what has been destroyed. Okay. So all this destruction, ecological crisis takes place because of market capitalism. Market development based on conquest of nature. Okay. We have two types of economic system emerge in this world. One is capitalist system. One is socialist. Right? Socialist system. It's just ownership. The difference is only ownership. But both economic system depend on the nature. How much they can extract, how much they can conquer the land, nature, and how much they can exploit the people, make the people as a labor, because they look at only money, profit, maximum production. And this is one of the reasons why we are facing a lot of ecological crisis today. We have also development, extractive development activities that we have seen in Kachin state. Everywhere we have to return to the earth in its resources and then take it as much as you can. We don't think of the future, but development means big buildings, big industry, big infrastructure. I think this is one of the reasons why the earth is under crisis. Consumerist lifestyle, throwaway culture, use and throw. When I was a student, there was no television. To have a color television was considered as luxury. But now nobody thinks. Okay? To have a car was considered as very, very rich. But now everybody can buy. Now we want to have more and more and more. and then throw away. And the more you have, the more you are considered as rich, and that contribute to the destruction of God's creation. Do you have? Are you able to follow me, or do you have any question? Hey. Do you have any questions so far? I'm not able to. Oi?
Anybody having any question to ask?
Yeah. I want to know whether you are able to. I can't see anybody. Yeah? Why don't?
Jonan is here, sir.
Huh?
Joanna is here. Aparna also is here. Her video is on. Both of them, her videos are on.
Yeah. No, I just want to know whether. Now I can see Aparna. Hmm. Why are they? Any clarification? Any issues that you want to continue?
Please continue, sir. Joanna is saying she don't have any questions.
Okay. 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 We have already seen some of the.
Aparna, do you have any question to ask?
No
Please.
need, sir. Please, sir. I'll continue.
Hello. Please continue, sir.
Okay. Okay. So.
It's very clear, sir.
Okay. Problem.
Just no.
We have many problems that I have already pointed out. Human welfare is not the focus. Okay. What I want to say is here is that human welfare is, please delete the human welfare is the focus. It should not be there. Our primary objective is focus only on human. That is called anthropocentric, human needs. We can't see beyond human. We think that without other creatures, we can live. Human-centered, anthropocentric is the main. And then I have already described this one in the notes, how anthropocentrism in Christian theology have contributed towards the destruction of ecological crisis. You must have heard about historian Lane White. Lane White said that Christianity is one of the most anthropocentric religion. Only think of human salvation. Human salvation cannot be possible without saving the earth. No, that vocabulary is not there. Only human, a human-centered interpretation of theology of the Bible has led to massive destruction. I have explained this one in my notes. Economy is centered around capital or money. Money is God. Money is everything. Okay, if you have. Okay, example, if you are rich, okay, when we say rich, it means when you have so much of balance money, balance in the bank, so many zeros. The more you have a balance, you are rich. Have balance, you have rich. The more you have wealth, you are rich. According to Jesus, that is called monetism. You make money more than life, more than human needs, more than other God's creation. It's called monetism. According to Jesus, rich means the one who gives everything for the others. It's called rich. If you have so much, then you are selfish. Since you are selfish, you give so many things within you. Okay? Monopolization of product and distribution. We monopolize our product distribution. And I was very shocked to see 50% of the cultivable land in Madagascar, that means around 3.2 million hectares, is owned by Dow Logistic of South Korea, very far, in an African continent, a small island. Korean has taken over. It's very interesting. I have also seen Chinese already taken over so many islands in the Pacific. Myanmar, Kachin state is almost taken over by the China. Middle East is almost taken over. The oil producing countries are taken over by the US and others. Okay, they control the production and distribution. Everything by the rich country. It is the rich that are contributing most to the ecological destruction. 80% of global trade is controlled by 147 global corporations, of which 95% of the share are owned by 4 investment banks, World Bank, IMF, and others. That means 147. I was surprised. In Jakarta, Indonesia, in Jakarta capital city alone, 1,300 Korean companies are there. You see? So, the large share of production is controlled by a few rich countries. In 2016, an estimate of 40.3 people are in the modern slavery, including 24.9 million are forced labor and 15.4 million forced marriage. That means to sustain capitalism, they must have a market, a labor market, and it is the sale of the labor. Some people have to live. It means there are 5.4 victims of modern slavery of every 1,000 people in the world. 1,000 out of 1,000, almost 6 people are the slavery context. In the US, so many people are dying, and I'm told most of them are migrants worker, Black, Latino, and Asian, who cannot afford good house. They are damn in a small house, 6-7 people live, no medical insurance, so people expensive, so people have to die. 1 in 4 victims in the modern slavery are children. Children, especially women, are sold to commercial sex. migrant workers, especially domestic worker and seasonal workers in our unorganized sectors are the most affected people. Even now, by the COVID-19, these are the people who have to suffer a lot. Women and girls are disproportionately affected by forced labor, accounting 99% of the victims in the commercial sex industry and 58% in other sectors. Out of 24.9 million people trafficked by forced labor, 16 million people are exploited in the private sector, such as domestic work, construction, and agricultural. 419 million person forced sexual exploitation, and 4 million person in forced labor imposed by the state authorities. Because of the land cannot produce enough food, or people want to have more and more comfort. They are forced to sell even their bodies. The wealth of world's billionaire increased by 900 billion in the last year alone. Meanwhile, the wealth of the poorest half of the humanity, 3.8 billion people, filled by 11%. That means the gap between the rich and poor are amazing. In India, I was also reading Mukesh Ambani. How much he gets per month? No, not per month, per day. Per day, he gets more than almost 5 lakhs per day as a salary. Whereas some poor people cannot get even 20 rupees, 50 rupees, 100 rupees. What will you get with 100 rupees, 50 rupees? Imagine. I was also reading in the news, one millionaire chartered one flight to take his daughter, 2 children, and then a servant from Bhopal to Delhi, hired by 18 lakhs during the COVID, while people are walking on the road. You see the difference, the vast difference. So the lifestyle of the rich is the main reason for ecological destruction. It is not by others, but it is because of the lifestyle. Okay. We will see. Shall we break for 5 minutes? I want to get some warm water.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
After 5 minutes, we'll come back. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Let me get some warm water.
Yeah.